Hi, it's Aussie Ideas Man once again with another practice video. I'll be practicing for years, I think, because I'm slow learning the editing and I'm even slower talking to my computer screen. I've decided to get off the Aptera bandwagon for a little while and just talk about ad hominem. Now, looking at the Google picture, you'll see there's lots to do with ad hominem. YouTube has many videos that you can watch that will describe ad hominem to you, but I decided I'd just give my own take, just be a little different, and so I've called mine Why Fools Are Excluded. And what does that mean? Why are fools excluded? Well, unfortunately for you this time I'm going to try and practice speaking more fluently. Difficult for me to do, but I'm going to try it. And so you're going to have to put up with looking at this ugly mug. I'm not reading any script whatsoever. I'm looking straight at my screen. And I'm looking at 4 paint pictures that I've made. This is the first of it, ad hominem, why are fools excluded? And I'm going to try to talk just using those paint pictures. Why is mine a little different? And I think my take on ad hominem, excuse me, my take on ad hominem is different. So, and don't mind the shaking. I'm reclining in my chair and my laptop is comfortably on my legs and I might move around a little bit, trying to keep it away from my stomach where the breathing will move it more. But in any case, this is just for me to try and stop being thoughtless while looking at my computer screen. Somehow it just seems to empty my head of all thought. Well, first we're going to have a look and I'll see if I can change it. Nope, wrong one. How about that? We're going to have a look at the definition of ad hominem. Okay, we're not interested in number 1. What I'm interested in is number 2 in the adjective section of the definition. And I'll read it. Marked by or being an attack on an opponent's character rather than by an answer to the contentions made. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that there is some disagreement on some matters of facts. So ad hominem only occurs when there is a disagreement. Okay. Ad hominem, it's a hard thing to say, occurs when somebody decides not to discuss the facts, but actually attack an opponent's character. Now, it doesn't say anything about whether that character is being described truthfully or whether it's made up or a fallacy. But in either case, there has to be a disagreement on facts and somebody changes the response to attacking the opponent's character. Okay, I hope we have that down. Ad hominem does not occur in other ways. It's clearly just in that manner. Now we'll get to, hopefully, this thing, name calling. Now, this is part of the clue why I say, what did I say? There's my brain going empty already. Why fools are excluded. Okay, this is why I'm saying why fools are excluded. So we look at the definition of name calling, and it's the use of offensive names, especially to win an argument or to induce rejection or condemnation as of a person or project without objective consideration of the facts. Let's unpack that definition. First of all, the use of offensive names is the definition. The especially part is just where it's most often used. But the use of offensive names is the definition part. It's a bit strange that they add that, and I think they just must have thought that about 5 words wasn't good enough for a definition. In any case, I'll give you an example. If somebody is standing on the sidelines of, say, a basketball match, and they start shouting at the referee with offensive names, that person is not having an argument with the referee. He's name calling. So the use of offensive names is not just for to win an argument. I had a bit of a hard time looking at what part I was supposed to be talking about. The use of offensive names is not only for winning arguments. It can be used where there is no argument at all. And so that's the definition of name calling. What I'm saying, and I've defined both ad hominem and name calling, what I'm saying is that most people actually misappropriate the word ad hominem when it's merely name calling. They use the wrong term. If somebody's name calling, that also doesn't tell you whether the name is right or wrong. For instance, and I'm going further here to my last screen, or whatever you call it, just made up in paint. I'm not that good at things. Okay, the IQ scale, and the reason why I have this is because I like to highlight the last two lines on the scale. Under 89, but on or over 80, is below average intelligence. Okay, under 79 is cognitively impaired. Now, when it comes to names, if somebody's below average intelligence, then you can call them things like clown or fool, moron, dopey, things like that. Because they're below average intelligence, you're only identifying them. You can't call a person of average intelligence, above average intelligence, those things. People of above average intelligence, people that are gifted and very gifted, are not clowns. They're not fools and other such terms. But for those that are below average, they are what they are. It's just a matter of fact, and there are names for them, just as there are for all identifiers. Now, cognitively impaired, that comes down to imbecile, blithering idiot, and other more, I guess you might say, offensive names. Now, they would be if somebody was very gifted and you called them an imbecile, then that's offensive. But if you identified somebody with proper impairment in the mind as an idiot or as an imbecile, then you have merely called them for what they are. It's an identifier. It's not name calling. It's just applying the identifier that belongs to them. So this is a certain take that nobody has, and I don't know why it's unique to me, but I seem to be the only one that thinks this way. I'd like people to make comments to if they have disagreements with me. Um, I'll try not to call them a fool or an idiot or a clown or anything worse. But if they have disagreements with me, I'd like in the comments for them to explain, because to me, if you identify people that are cognitively impaired as imbeciles, this sort of thing needs to be known by general readership if it's not completely evident to the rank and file. It's just a case of properly identifying. This then is not a part of, I'll go back to the screen, ad hominem. Ad hominem. It's not a part of ad hominem. And people have accused me of ad hominem when I have stuck to the facts and then they attacked me personally and I just give back as good as I get. Then all of a sudden it's me that's ad hominem. I don't know why, because if we then go straight back to the definition of ad hominem, okay, rather than by an answer to the contentions made. Well, those people that have attacked me personally, they haven't answered any of the contentions that I put forward, the facts about the matter. They haven't provided an answer to the contentions made. So I can't replace an attack on that opponent because there's nothing to replace. It's another way of thinking about it, but I think it's very real. And I use definitions and reality to come to my opinion. Well, I think I'll just leave it at that. I don't know how long this has been. I know I've dropped the, what do you call it? Dropped the bundle on talking properly, but I'm going to put this up without any editing of my voice whatsoever. Hope you liked it. Hope you understood it. And that's all from me. Stay safe.